Modern states exist in a state of constant reaction. Policy fails, systems buckle, and institutions struggle to respond to a volume of information that exceeds their capacity to process it. But the breakdown is often silent. It sounds like the vibration of two phones on a wooden table in a quiet kitchen. Marcus, a military general, and Elena, a public law strategist, sit in that kitchen. They represent two different ways of looking at the same geopolitical storm. There is a common assumption that institutions become more intelligent as their processing speed increases. We believe that if the machine works faster, the decision maker works better. AI introduces a cognitive environment made of tokens, probabilities, and retrieval systems. It doesn't just perform a task, it structures a problem and represents reality in a way that shifts the boundaries of legal and strategic work. When public institutions treat this as a simple efficiency tool, they fail to recognize how it is changing the architecture of power. Marcus operates in a reality defined by openings. His AI identifies operational windows that no human staff could detect in time, mapping complex terrain into a field of probabilities. This strategist agent maps high-stakes conflicts into explicit games of interdependent decisions. It identifies threats and focal points with conceptual clarity, turning a messy dispute into a solvable technical problem. However, this can create productivity theater. A tool that merely speeds up existing patterns makes an organization busier, not smarter. When a system automates clause selection without preserving legal reasoning, professionals become text supervisors. The traceability of judgment is lost. Marcus took every opening. He demonstrated tactical superiority repeatedly, but now he is tasked with sequencing a disengagement. Tactical success did not produce a strategy that ended the war. For a commander, ignoring a visible opening is a failure. When a machine makes those openings impossible to ignore, it becomes difficult to see the strategic horizon beyond the next immediate victory. Elena's reality is built on doctrine. In her world, power is exercised through institutional communications and decision-making structures that are often hidden from public view. This legal text outlines the problem. The legitimacy of public law rests on the assumption that power can be subjected to scrutiny. If institutional conduct is difficult to observe or communicate, the law's ability to perform its supervisory function weakens. Institutions can use complex communication structures to hide responsibility. This creates visibility asymmetries, where the apparent weakness of a legal claim is actually a result of the institution controlling the information needed to review it. Elena uses AI to find the decisive distinction. Rather than analyzing the volume of evidence, she uses the system to identify the specific communication gaps and contradictory classifications that point to an exercise of power. She files procedural declarations that appear minor in isolation. They are designed to force the state to name its decision-makers and define its decision-making pathways. These individual filings accumulate. They form a framework that makes the exercise of power visible, providing the foundation for a new legal doctrine. Marcus used AI to move through the openings he was given. Elena used it to expose the structure that was being withheld. The storm has passed, and the two sit together. One has spent years looking at vulnerabilities and heat signatures, the other at absences and procedural ghosts. Marcus's machine made action irresistible. Elena's machine made structure visible. Both systems provided accurate data, but only one human was prepared for the structural shift the technology created. This warns against a fundamental error in casting. An angel is a messenger that summarizes. A daemon is a mediator trusted to assess risk. When machines mediate power, discretion doesn't vanish. It relocates to the least visible parts of the institution, hiding responsibility. AI can map every tactical battle with mathematical precision, but seeing the board is not the same as understanding which victories to refuse. That burden remains human.